Forward, march, left, right. Being on active duty, a lot of individuals, service members, Army, Airmen, whatever, and especially Marines, we neglected or didn't take advantage or didn't really pay attention to the fact that we always got paid on the first and 15th of the month. And now once you get out of the service, hey, that crap is gone. You're not getting paid every first and 15th. It's a monthly salary depending on where you work. That's how you're going to get paid. And once you retire, once you get out of the service, holy crap, that pay difference that you're now getting from the time that you were on active duty, it is a huge difference. I can remember when I retired from active duty in 2015, for that last month or so before I got out of the service or when I was on terminal leave, I was still receiving my active duty paycheck. And then when that last paycheck hit and I got my first check of me being retired, I was like, holy moly, where the heck did all my money go? Because there was a huge cut because now I'm only getting, 50% of my retirement pay that I get from my actual pay that I was receiving when I was on active duty. It's a lot less. And, a lot of service members don't realize that. And, take it from me. Make sure that you pay attention to all that stuff and everything else. Luckily, you have to have a savings account. You have to make sure that you have money saved and to ensure that you have a backup plan once you get out of the service. And I'll tell you guys a little story. When I was about to retire from the Marine Corps, I put a lot of applications out there to work for the federal government, for different agencies and so forth and everything. But the one that I wanted to work for the most was actually to become a Border Patrol agent. And I went through the application, they accepted my application, and I went and I did everything. I did the physical, I did anything they wanted me to do, the written examination, passed all those with flying colors, no issues or anything like that. I was in Oklahoma at the time. I was stationed there with the Marine Corps detachment, and I flew from Oklahoma out to Yuma, Arizona, in order for me to be able to do the interview here in person. So I came out here, did the interview in person. I showed up there with a nice suit, tie, and everything else, all looking pretty and getting ready to go. And I sat down, did the interview with them. I did a good job on the interview. And they even told me, we look forward to seeing you here in a couple of months once you retire. We can't wait to have you. Only thing you got to do now is make sure that you go and take the polygraph examination when it comes time for you to become closer to you getting out of the service. And I was happy because, they gave me so much positive feedback when I came to the interview that when I retired from active duty, now it was time for me to actually do the polygraph examination. And they wanted me to do it here once I retired, because when I retired, I moved out to El Centro, California. And so I had to go out to Phoenix in order to do my polygraph, because that's where they assigned me to be able to do my actual polygraph. So I went out there to do that there. And, when they came to time for me to do polygraph, I did all that. And man, they asked you all kinds of weird questions, and of course I was honest with all my answers and everything else. And then the guy told me that the polygraph was inconclusive because he couldn't tell if I was telling the truth or if I was lying. And I'm like, okay, well, how? Every question that he asked me, I was truthful and answered every question. So it's difficult. So, take it from me. Make sure that you study, do everything else that you got to do to ensure that you are prepared once you get out of the service financially, and that you have that education that you need in order for you to get hired from all those better and high paying agencies that are out there.